plate or catfish jumping, you still get to pray. Collection plate or catfish jumping, you still get to pray. Jeff Thomas.
Have you ever waken up on a glorious Sunday morning and realized that you had to make a critical decision? Have you been there? I have. It never fails. I wake up and I say to myself, Jeff, what are you going to do this morning? I realize it's another beautiful Florida morning. I don't have to go to work. Do I make my mother proud and go to church? Or do I follow that little voice? The voice that keeps repeating the same thing over and over again. Jeff, the big one is waiting. Go fishing. Mr. Contest Master, good evening, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. Let me tell you what happened one Sunday morning when I overcame my strong desire to go fishing and decided to go to church. I was running a little late, so I slipped in the side door and took a seat in front of the church. I looked to my left. No one was there. I looked to my right. No one was there. Where's everybody? Where's the choir, the priest? I knew it was Sunday morning. I checked my watch. It was almost time for service. I must be dreaming. Maybe this is some new reality show. Maybe, just maybe, everyone went fishing. So I waited and waited. Eventually, at the side of the church, near the altar, the door opened. And the priest, he was still wearing a suit, put his head around his door. Our eyes met. His face dropped. And he closed the door. And I waited. Eventually, he reappeared. He was a tall man. He was dressed in his robes, and he had his glasses at the end of his nose. I looked around again. Nobody. We began the service. We began, and I was quickly in trouble. I was in trouble with the responses. Now, if you're the only person there, if you have a group full of people, no problem. But if you're the only person, and your voice is the only one being heard, you have to get it just right. And I didn't. And every time I messed up, he will let me know. What a nightmare. The next reading is from Jeremiah chapter 12. Okay, Jeremiah, where is it at? Luke's, Mark's, Matthew, Acts, Romans. Oh, Jeremiah. I'm sure you've heard people say, when I went to church today, I really felt the priest was talking to me. Well, if you're the only person there, he is. Talk about eye contact. But I was cool. I was cool until he came to the part about miserable sinners. Now, if the church is full of people, no problem. But if you're the only person there, miserable sinners. Who, me? Miserable sinners? My final hurdle was the collection plate. Some people believe in trying to buy their way to heaven by making a large donation to the church. I think that's terrible. I prefer the installment method, where you buy in a little each week. But my embarrassment was acute when I realized he would know exactly how much I put in. So I put my usual amount, and I double it. As I drove away, I began to reflect. Reflect on religion, on fishing, and on the church. And some people think fishing is not a sport. They consider it a religion. So all I can say to you, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, if you ever find yourself facing the same dilemma as me on Sunday morning, don't fret, don't fuss, and don't worry. Whether you make your mom proud and go to church, or follow that little voice, that voice that's urging you to go fishing. Either way, collection plate or catfish jumping, you still get to pray.